I was putting myself in danger to make content. We did do a TikTok video back during the middle of the summer there where there was still water standing on the field and what our fields looked like. So anyways, Jacob's filming me, and I start hearing this, I don't know, it just sound like dogs fighting or something, puppies fighting. Man, I don't know what this is. You may want to turn the camera on. This
might be the best or the worst.
I got to go look. I get over there, and anyway, I slip up in the edge of the fence row, and right on the other side of the fence row, on the side of this huge ditch that we have, right on the edge of that cornfield that we had planted. And man, there were puppies everywhere over there. And the mama had, I don't know what she had brought over there, but I could see flies on something, and they were fighting over whatever it was, that she had a rabbit or, something.
Hopefully it wasn't a fawn or a turkey.
Probably a deer we've been watching all year.
It was so mangled. I tried to get up in there and look. It was so mangled up, I couldn't tell what it was.
All right. Welcome back to the Buck Junkie podcast. Guys, we're back down here at the farm today.
I forgot how to come down here.
I know it's been a while, but man, summer is over.
Almost.
Hey, well, the heat didn't get the notification.
Heat ain't gone away.
I think we just got teased by that little cool front last week. But
it seems like it flew by, man. It seems like we were just talking about planting summer plots and taking a little break. And then we decided, it's time to start it back up.
Hey, y'all ain't took a break. Between y'all two, y'all been busy all summer.
Yeah. I mean, just going. I got a chance to go to Arkansas, do some trout fishing. We grew some corn. What else we do this summer? Cleaned up tornado damage.
Been to some events.
Done some events. So we went to the DUX Expo that was in Memphis. That was fun. We're going to talk about all that today. But Mikey found some coyote pups.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. Anything else? Oh, what about the dude that did the loop? We'll talk about that.
Yeah, Robert Youens.
But that's kind of what we got going on. We're going to do a little recap of what we did. I figured today would be a good day to do it. We have been having some guests come, and we did a few podcasts just trying to catch them that we can release. That'll be pretty cool. So,
yep.
But anyway, without technical difficulties, we've been in the studio, so we ain't been down here.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been doing some stuff in the studio instead of coming all the way down here just because we had those handful of guests that came and everyone had to make them trek all the way down here.
So what'd y'all think about, what's the guy's name? Robert
Youens? I hope I said that
Youens?
Right. Youens or Youens.
Where is he? Is he from Texas?
From Texas. He
rode it from Texas too, didn't he?
Before he started. I think he crossed.
He crossed the Gulf or something, didn't he?
Yeah. So he started in Pensacola, but I'm pretty sure he rode his boat from where he lives at.
Yeah. It was like Galveston or somewhere like that. That's all. So he come all the way around I guess he went around Louisiana because I know he didn't cut straight across. But I mean, I didn't see about him till Facebook. Where did y'all, is that where y'all found out about him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen him, I started seeing, I guess on my algorithm, it showed up when he was cutting across Florida.
Oh,
right there in Florida at the beginning of his trip.
You saw him the whole way.
Yeah, I started following him pretty early, but I was like, I didn't realize. I mean, I knew it was a big deal, but I had no idea that he was going to get the traction he got. And then the dude in the kayak that he met that was doing the loop in the kayak at the same time, what's the odds?
Well, that dude he was doing the Canada and back on the river. He didn't go the loop in the kayak, surely.
No,
he's doing
the Mississippi River down and back.
I think that Robert dude, Mikey said he got the research in it. He's already done that.
Yeah, he weighed the track on a canoe from Canada down to the Gulf already.
In a canoe.
I just
no motor.
That's crazy.
Going down will be okay, man. Daggum, you know what your shoulders would look like by the time you got upriver that far?
It's one of the impressive things that, like him is like this loop that they make is made with large, like ships, boats, yachts, things like that, Not
an aluminum John boat.
I'd heard about it before. I got some buddies I used to cook with were keeping boats up at Kentucky Lake, and then they would bring them down to Pickwick, and they were like, yeah, we can go down the coast. We're going to do the Great Loop. And I was like, what's the Great Loop? And he said, man, you go all the way down. You can start wherever you want to start, but you can start in Pickwick. You make that whole loop down the Tom Bigby, hit the intercoastal, all the way around Florida, all the way up the east side, I guess back through the Erie Canal into the lake.
Through the Erie and the Great Lakes.
And there's locks to get you down from lake to lake to lake, and you can get to the river, and you come straight down the river and hit it.
That's crazy.
They say most folks they usually take 6 months to a year to make that loop. Yeah. He was breaking a speed record or time record on it.
in
a John boat, a tiller handle, 60 horse.
Man, if Tohatsu cells don't go through the roof, that's the baddest motor out there.
How many miles did he put on that motor? Hours? It took
I don't know about
days,
hours.
didn't it? Was it like?
It took 19 days, 19 hours, and 1 minute.
So that seems too fast.
Yeah, like
he's rolling that little John. He had him something made on the front of it, I guess, to take waves. And
this is what blew my mind is Daddy. I grew up. Daddy had a 14-foot John boat, 25 horse Evinrude on it, and it would take us an hour when we went to Tunica Cutoff to get from the boat ramp across the lake to the cutoff with that 25 horse. This guy just done pretty much in the same boat, a little bit bigger motor.
Not a lot bigger, though.
Not a lot bigger, but you would watch him. I would track him. It'd show him, he was in, coming down the Mississippi around Michigan or something, or whatever, and he was coming down. And then you looked that afternoon, hell, he done what 400 miles look like. And I'm like, how did he cover that much ground?
What would be his top speed, y'all guess? Going,
I think they said he was doing about 30
miles an hour.
35, somewhere in there.
That's as fast as we was running in the trout boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what he's. I think they said his average. I mean, I'm sure you know how that is. I mean, you catching wind or something like that, you get in the wind, you move a lot faster. But
imagine coming down
taking wind on the nose, and it slows the boat down a little bit.
I mean, me and Mark have been on some pretty dumb excursions, or not the brightest decision. I never woke up like, I'm finna spend the next month in a John boat.
I want to know: did he sleep on the boat? Did he get out and camp?
He slept on the boat mostly, but he had people that
would follow him.
That would follow him. That would know he was going to make it close to them, or and they would. I guess somehow they got in contact with him and offered up their house. Hey, we're right on the river if you want to, or right on the beach or whatever. If you want to beach up here,
come get a shower,
come in, get a shower,
clean clothes,
have some dinner, take a nap, and walk back out the door. You're more than welcome to. And he did, I think, a couple of times.
Yeah, several people did, and even the guy with the canoe. He was somewhere in Louisiana, and guys pulled up at their camp. It was like, hey, man, pull up right here. You can come stay. And he crashed a couple of days, went on a hog hunt, went fishing with them, like hung out, Like, man, heck, that would be a good time. But,
man, documenting it the whole way. I mean, because I guess I don't think he had like a support boat with him, did he? Like,
no. I didn't see where he had one. I think there were people following him.
Every once in a while.
So he had people around him, for a lot of the trip. But
that reminds me of the Forrest Gump. He took off running. The dude just took off in a boat.
Well, I mean, that's what
I'm through boating now.
We didn't know we needed that. That's all that boils down to. That got everybody's mind off all this BS, and you got to watch an old man in his John boat.
Yeah, it wasn't hunting season.
Yeah, I mean,
the thing that impressed me most about him is not just that he made that track in a John boat, but if you've ever drove a tiller handle, they do pull to one side or the other.
Yeah.
Is that old man is in such good shape to hold that tiller handle for that many hours in a day. Because, I mean, I've held one for, like Mark said, running across the...
Shoot, that old Evinrude beat you to death.
A couple of miles across a lake. And, man, it'll beat you to death, and your arm is tired by the time you get through running it, and you stop for a little while. And, you start feeling it that night if you ain't used to running one. I'm sure he is, but, still, that's a lot
I'm sure now, too.
On that arm.
It's a lot more technology than what we grew up with.
You got to have some kind of modification.
I'm sure he's got a steer and stabilizer, but still, Mikey's right.
Tiller handle where you're at.
Yeah, that ain't, I mean, it's work. And I just couldn't imagine. You imagine sitting in a boat seat? That's my thing.
That's why I don't know what kind of damn cushion that dude sat on.
That is a good boat seat.
That John boat.
I mean, and the guy's like 71 years old, I think. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure he was battling cancer or something. Yeah. So, man, that's hats off to him, man. That's awesome.
We're gonna do something like that on e-bikes next year. Heck no,
you can just ride down here on your e-bike.
Yeah,
that'd be too far for me.
Shoot, that's pretty good a haul.
Yeah. So, Mikey, let's talk about our summer plots. What we did, because when we left out of here, turkey season had come to a close. We'd been getting so much rain, it was hard to plant. There's a lot of folks didn't even get their corn and stuff in time this year.
Yeah,
a lot of late stuff. But what did we do?
So we started out on kind of our normal rotation. We were going to put in corn in some of the bigger fields, and then we were putting a cowpea and vetch mix on some of the smaller plots, a couple acres or whatever. We got most of them in. We did fight the rain a little bit here and there. Finally got the ground broke up. Got the seed in with our corn. We sprayed a pre-emergent this year. We normally don't. So first time we've used a pre-emergent with our corn. We put that down, and everything came up. it all came up, looked good, and we started getting some heavy rains, and wound up losing pretty much. We lost this entire 8 acres of corn back behind the house from it, just water standing on it and getting so much rain. The ground was so saturated, and it flooded those fields periodically, and it just kept them, it just drowning. Floated up a bunch of the seeds, I'm sure, or a lot of the plants after all that rain. And then like some of our pea and veg fields, man, we got so much rain in them that they did the same thing. Some of those low-lying spots just held water, man, and weed infiltration got it and overran it, and we wound up having to bush hog them and just try to maintain them that way and spray them as much as possible. But, I mean, there's just some things in there we couldn't spray, pigweed and some different things like that the, clethodim won't mess with, or the butyrate. So we wound up replanting our cornfield, one of the cornfields. We had to come back in probably about 3 weeks later, almost a month later, after all the rain stopped. I mean, I think we planted that thing like, shoot, it was right before July the 4th, like at the end of June. No, I'm wrong about that. Yeah, it was right at the end of June. That's right. It's right at the end of June we came back in and replanted that cornfield, and it's doing fine now, but then we went straight into no rain. So, that field's struggling a little bit out there, but it looks a lot better now.
There's just stuff that was out of our control.
Yeah.
We didn't, you can't do anything about the rainfall you're getting.
No, there's a lot of people around us lost fields, food plots, things like that. If you had something in the bottom, man, it was struggling when all that rain was coming, because it was just too much water, too fast, and too frequent, and it was flooding stuff out. We had a lot of friends that had sunflower fields, cornfields, and things like that didn't make, and they just gave up on them.
So y'all were doing some kind of experimental type stuff at the house, just playing around, right?
Well, we was doing. Mark's got a 25 horse tractor. Let's see what we can plant.
Yeah.
No, but Mikey had, I don't know, you had, one was a mix. It was a bag that had been open for a while. And then one was field corn that had been open for a while. And we got out there and tilled up a spot, and we learned a cultipacker works. Even though you think you got something that works better, a cultipator works. Because we tilled up, I don't know, about a half acre.
Yeah, maybe.
And then Jamie hand sowed corn out there, and I put the cultipacker out there and was doing it. And of course, it was kind of slow. Well, Jamie got on side by side and let the tread of the tires pack the corn in, and you couldn't see any of the corn.
It looked better.
Not a single stitch of that corn come up. He run over with the tires, and everything come up with the cultipacker.
You think something found it, or just
no? It's
seed depth.
I don't know.
I don't know what did. It just didn't.
Like, he rolled it, it looked good. I mean, I was like, heck, that done better than that cultipacker. It was way faster.
Yes, maybe a couple of sprigs of corn ought to even come up.
But it sure did. But we got about
you can starve to death trying to eat our corn.
We got about 150 stalks of.
Well, we got some corn. I mean, it ain't where the replant ain't as come along, but it's 3 or 4 weeks behind.
Yeah, the other stuff looks good, though.
Oh, the best corn I got, I don't know where it come from. It's a spot of empty ashes out of the barbecue pit. And I don't know, a squirrel, I don't know what put the seed out there. Man, I got a wad of corn stalks. Man, they're 7 foot tall. That's some dang good looking corn. I don't know where the seeds come from.
A rat corn.
Yeah, rat corn are good.
That's field mice, probably.
But the other mix, what's the other? Sudan grass is what was in that other, Mikey?
Yeah, it was growing a wall. It was Sudan grass and a couple of different millets and stuff like that.
It's come up pretty good.
Some Milo in it.
And the deer are definitely, like, they come out there every evening and eat it.
They're eating it or just hanging out in it?
They're feeding on something over there. I don't know what's all over there, because it's growed up. It's all kind of junk growing up. But every evening, like clockwork, we got a couple of does, and we got a brand new fawn that looked like she just dropped in the last week or two.
I've seen some real little ones that look like they can't be very old. Like this, to me, that's, you got such a high doe population that they're not getting bred till late. They shouldn't. I mean, fawns right now should be over knee high.
Yeah.
This all the ones I've seen like around the house and the ones we've seen out here on camera, they've still got some spots, but they're starting to fade out. They've already got up to where they're eating when you see them on camera.
Yeah.
They're not just nursing still. I mean, some of them still are, I guess, but we have a few here that were. I saw one the other day come by a camera. I was like, God, how's that deer so little still?
They're small.
Turkey poults, we're seeing more of them. They're already, yeah. Me and Mikey saw 3 or 4 this morning. Those come out with a hen. We went and checked it. Well, we didn't talk about sunflower fields. Those were primarily our deer and turkey plots.
Yeah.
So we did the corn and the vetch and peas and established clover. But then we also planted, we have a sunflower field this year, and we kept our wheat fields going.
Yep. We kept our wheat fields going through the summer, and then wound up bush hogging them down just here recently. Sprayed them off and bush hogged them down. We didn't burn it this year, trying something different. We burned it the last 2 years, and it did okay. The birds found it and came in, but this year we went in, just bush hogged it down to the dirt and just let the seed head, do what it's going to do on the ground. And it's attracted some birds, but we did plant a sunflower field.
That was what, nearly 10 acres of sunflowers, wasn't it?
It's just probably barely over 7 acres. Yeah, right in that range. And anyways, we've never planted these Clearfield sunflowers. We had a guy asked on TikTok about what we planted. We did plant Clearfield sunflowers, which is a more expensive sunflower, and it's designed to be resistant to certain chemicals, which we didn't spray those chemicals because they were way high.
Way high. We looked, one of them was like $300 for
it was pretty expensive.
Quart. I was like, God.
And what was that like? Would that quart do 100 acres or do 5 acres?
No. It's like, we're just going to need multiple quarts. We're going to need some gallons. It's like, I ain't finna spend $1,200 on chemicals.
Yeah. But
take up sunflowers.
Just shoot 50 cents worth of doves.
Yeah.
But we did a pre-emergent on that field too, and I got this recipe from a real good friend of mine, or a good friend of ours, and
been on the podcast, right?
Yeah. Chisholm Craig.
He's a sunflower master. I mean, that's what he went to school.
Yeah.
PhD and
so Chisholm gives me this recipe, and some of the chemicals that are on there, I go to looking at them. I was like, well, I priced them over to Tri-County, and I was like, man, he was telling us, man, you sure you want to spray that? Like, this stuff is, $600-700 for, a small jug. It's like, well, I said, is there an alternative to that? So we had to modify the recipe a little bit. So we found a pre-emergent that worked pretty good, that they had used before. We sprayed that down. Of course, with all the rain that we've had, it worked in some places. It did not work in other places. Trying to figure out, just kind of come up with a theory on why it didn't work. They said it was mostly the rain, just keeping the ground saturated so much that it just didn't take effect.
And we was planted into old pasture.
Yeah.
I mean, this wasn't good fertile ground. I mean, it'd have been
sage grass.
it'd have been a pasture for, I don't know, probably years.
Yeah. I wish we could have prepped that field a lot more, which you didn't acquire that property until what? This year?
Yeah, last year.
Oh, end of last year.
Yeah. Right before deer season.
If we would have thought about putting dove fields over there then and been able to get in there, before that time and do something different, next year it'll be a lot better. But anyways, to go back to what we were saying, we planted sunflowers in there, and we fought weeds all year long, even with the pre-emergent, just because it didn't work as good as it should have, and spraying them, trying to keep them clean as much as possible. And I've seen a lot of, we're not in the boat by ourselves. There's a lot of people that do have sunflower fields. I've been looking at them, and they're infiltrated with weeds. There's so much freaking rain.
Do you think everybody's doing that? Everybody that plants sunflowers like, well, I seen Mikey's field. Hell, he's got weeds in his. What about John over there?
Yeah.
Everybody going around judging everybody's sunflower field.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I mean, I look at somebody else's stuff, see if we're in the same boat or not, especially with something like that.
Who's got the best looking one you've seen so far this year?
We do. So far. Because the guy over here on the guy over here on the, you always had that pretty stand on that hill over there. You see his, don't you?
It's infiltrated all the way.
Yeah.
It didn't do too good this year.
Yeah. But it was a struggle, man. I think everybody struggled, I know around North Mississippi they did up in our area, just trying to keep the weeds at bay also. Because there was so much rain on the ground. You'd go in and you'd spray, and it would last a couple of weeks, and, it just kept raining. It rained every week. 2 days a week for a solid month, 5 weeks, and it just would not stop. So you get out there and get the weeds killed, and then it would rain again, and man, it was stuff sprouting up everywhere every time you turned around. So we spent a little bit of money on chemicals this year.
So are we wanting rain now, or you want it to stay dry till we get to hunt?
If it's up to me, no more rain for a little while.
It's fixing to start in and watch.
No.
Right before dove season, we're going to get this big front, come in and push all the birds out. Everything's going to sprout up green. You don't have any dirt.
Yep.
I mean,
so speak to that a little bit, because When did you spray at the house, Jamie? The Roundup before you done it after the corn come up.
Yeah,
It ain't rained since, and I ain't never seen Roundup kill something like that in my life.
It's like
You got bare dirt.
Bare dirt.
Yeah.
You should have birds on it.
I mean, it is
Have y'all been seeing birds?
It's a few here and there, not crazy. We don't have any grain on the ground there.
Well, that's what we noticed. Like, even like since the sunflowers are dead now. I mean, they're done.
Yeah.
We left some of them in places just for some cover to sit in, but I mean, everything's on the ground, and you got dirt, you got birds. If you got seeds on the ground, you got bare dirt, you should have birds.
Yeah, because we went back in. You know, after they came up that last time, I was going to spray them with the clethodim and kill out the grass, which it won't kill the sunflowers. I was going to go in and spray that, and we did have some Johnson grass in there, which this is answering a TikTok question too that somebody asked me. Why, you know, they said we were wasting the clethodim spraying it, you know, with the Roundup, like I was going to explain on there. I did, I think. Over here where we're at, if you spray Roundup on Johnson grass clusters and stuff like that, it'll brown the tops of them, and they might look like they're fixing to die. They don't. They'll come back. And when they come back with a vengeance too. So I think a lot of our Johnson grass has gotten immune, not completely immune, but it has gotten a little immune to that Roundup that we're spraying, you know, whether it be Buccaneer, a cheap one, off-brand, or, you know, name brand Roundup. It's gotten to where if you're spraying it at the amount you're supposed to be spraying it at,
so you hot dose it.
Yeah, I mean, you could drown everything and probably just wipe it out for a couple of weeks. But anyways, we had some clethodim left over from when we sprayed our clover fields and stuff like that, keep the grass out of them. So we just utilized some of that, and that does kill it. It'll kill it. It'll take it a few days or like a week or so for it to start you seeing results, but it'll kill the Johnson grass. So we sprayed both on our dove field just to clean the field, to kill every bit of grass, any of the goat weed or anything like that was out there, and just get it off the field. So,
and then what do you do on the edges? On the edges, we just put it to dirt, right?
So the edges, yeah, we sprayed out wide. So we killed, you know, a lot of the pasture grass within, you know, 20 or 30 yards of the field, all the way around the field, the whole perimeter of the field. And then Will came back, and he has tilled, you know, some of that, you know, several strips of that around the field, probably 10 or 15 yards off the field. And, so we sowed that with wheat, or we'll sow that with wheat.
Yeah.
That dirt, that's legal. It's planting a food plot, or
90 pounds to an acre or something.
90 pounds to the acre.
You get a little more, I think.
Yeah, 90 pounds to the acre, and you put that down on the ground, and you're still legal, and just don't let it get in the sunflowers.
Yeah. What if it comes up? You gonna kill it? Turn it back to dirt.
Well,
you got so many days. See, Mikey, these are all.
You got 10 days. You got 10 days. Now, I mean, if the game warden come out there and seen you rolling it under and re-sowing it, you know, I guess you'd have to spray it and tell him the field had failed.
It didn't rain.
It failed.
Yeah, it failed.
I need to put a little more out there.
Glyphosate on
it. I'm pretty sure you can do that as long as he ain't standing there watching you do it.
It's supposed to be normal agricultural practices.
Yeah, if it fails and one of you hand sprays, you know, Roundup on it by accident, I mean, it failed, didn't it?
Or just get a donkey.
Yeah, or goat or something.
Yeah,
let them go. Then you can have the feed.
That's right.
But yeah, that's what we got on our dove field this year. Got the center planting of sunflowers, got the outside edges sown with wheat, you know, or going to sow it with wheat, got dirt, and then we got bare, you know, just dead grass out beside it. And the birds are actually getting in that dead grass that we left out there. We seen that this morning.
I mean, we saw, I'll tell you one thing. We went out there and rode, was it last week? We was down here, rode around, and there's feathers everywhere. I was like, and Mikey's like, man, we got the doves been on this field, the hawks or something been killing them. There's feathers everywhere. I was like, man, I don't know if it is. We got a lot of birds. I mean, there's little bitty plume feathers and everything. We made that corner this morning, eased up on that hill. And Mikey's like, what is that out there? Dude,
I think you could fit another goose on
I don't think you could
field.
fit another Canada goose on that field. Hey, if you want to dry field goose hunt, I don't know when season opens.
Dove season?
No, it don't.
It's the same weekend.
Look that up.
It's usually the same weekend.
If it is, dude.
Yeah.
They coming. I guess because you bush hogged that wheat.
Yeah.
Because that ground ain't even been broke yet. Did he break
We
that
broke
yet?
around the edges.
Okay.
Yeah. Broke right around the edges.
And then,
same thing we did in the other field.
and then drilled a little or spread a little on the new break.
edges. Yeah.
I mean, they were out in the middle. They're eating all that wheat that's on the ground. But I think they just like clean field.
Yeah. I think
There ain't
so.
hardly any weeds in it at all. I mean, everything. It's just
I mean, I'm
Look
good
at
with
it.
shooting geese.
Oh, yeah, I'll shoot
I
too.
mean, if we planted a dove field and it winds up being a goose field,
I don't want them things hanging around. Ate a goose.
let's wait to see.
You didn't bring a goose call. Somebody needs to bring a goose call.
It might for good content.
Yeah. And you put goose decoys up and run.
Us laying out there in the
Mojo
dry
dog.
wheat field in 100-degree weather, shooting geese.
Yeah.
Canadian geese, September 1st through September 30th.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
what's the limit? 2?
5.
No.
Looking at it.
Do y'all use steel shot on that though?
Yeah.
Yeah, migratory birds, you got to use steel
That
shot.
means you're going to need 2 guns. You're going to need a dove gun and a
Yeah.
Small bird,
Hey,
big bird.
yeah,
Remember
hey,
which
just
one is which.
bring that 3.5 gun, Mark.
Man, I done that one year. We had a dove hunt. We got invited on a dove hunt, and they told us, man, we got geese too. Make sure to bring some. So I carried some 3.5. It gets it real exciting when doves and geese are flying. You get them mixed up. Yeah.
I bet that 3.5 would dust a dove.
Oh, it's pretty good. No, it actually, the gun, I shot the 3.5, and I don't know if it got wet, but it didn't go off when the trigger went. It went off about a half a second later. Man, it jammed that gun up so bad. I was out there taking it apart and everything else, but it was a good hunt. Real good hunt.
Well, we might have to shoot a.
I mean, if
they
it
keep coming.
opens on the 1st, I'm going to go ahead and put some steel shot in
Might as well.
my bag.
Oh, this was one of the videos we put out. You were out. I guess you were out scouting the corn, just checking,
Yeah.
seeing how things were growing. You heard. Go ahead and tell that story about where those coyote pups came from.
So we were me and Jacob are doing a video on the results of too much rain in a field, and we did do a TikTok video back during the middle of the summer there where there was still water standing on the field and what our fields looked like. So anyways, Jacob's filming me and I start hearing this, I don't know, it just sounded like dogs fighting or something, puppies fighting. And I heard it, and I wasn't sure what it was at first because I never heard that, before.
Yeah.
I not out in the woods.
I've heard it on a Fox Pro.
Yeah.
That's the only
yeah.
place I've heard that pup. I mean, it's like a pup wrestle or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hadn't heard that out in the wild before, and it was kind of echoing across that bottom. And then, I kind of looked at Jacob, said, man, I don't know what this is. You may want to turn the camera on. 'Cause This
Might be the best or the worst.
I got to go look.
I
got to
didn't know
go see
Jacob
what
was with you. I thought you
Yeah.
did it with a cell phone.
No, I did film it. Jacob he didn't go over there. I told him to stay over here because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, because you knew you was going to run and you didn't want to let him catch
I was
Jacob.
going to, yeah. I was putting myself in danger to make content.
There you go.
So I get over there and anyway, I slip up in the edge of the fence row and right on the other side of the fence row, on the side of this huge ditch that we have, right on the edge of that cornfield that we had planted, they were in the trees and there was a root ball there that had washed out and they had made a den up under that. And man, there were puppies everywhere over there. And the mama I don't know what she had brought over here, but I could see flies on something and they were fighting over whatever it was that she had, a rabbit or, something.
Hopefully it wasn't a fawn or a turkey.
Probably a deer we've been watching
Yeah.
all year.
It was so mangled. I tried to get up in there and look. It was so mangled
Hopefully
up. I
it's
couldn't tell what it was. But
I'm going possum or rabbit or maybe a coon. I don't know.
But yeah, so I filmed that. I got in there and turned my phone on and started filming them. And, I'd never seen a coyote den where they'd had puppies around it and they would run in and run back out. And,
How close were you? Like yardage?
5 to 8 yards.
Oh, you was real close.
Yeah, I was up on 'em.
And they didn't just run off?
No, because they were fighting. So
Yeah.
when I went in there, they were occupied.
They didn't pay attention to you.
So I got up in there and, once I got in there, I stopped moving because they kind of looked over in my direction. They heard me and they kind of scattered for a second and then they came back and they started kind of tussling around, messing around again. But I forgot to turn the daggum camera on. I got so excited about getting in there where they were at. I forgot to turn the camera on, took a picture and didn't video. So then I had to turn around and go back in there and get some kind of content and slip back in that little area and try to film those coyotes.
Did you have a gun with you?
No, I was in shorts.
Oh, you didn't have a sledgehammer or nothing.
No.
So what do you do if you stumble up on coyote den with pups on your property? Do y'all
You
get rid of them?
You make content so everybody gets online. But look at the cute pup.
What do you? Yeah, but what's the right?
And then you relocate them.
relocate them?
Yeah.
I like that. What was your thoughts, Mikey?
I mean, honestly, I was going to kill all of them. And I didn't have the heart to do it.
You broke down.
I couldn't do it, man. And I told Jake, I said, well, let me go back. I think I'm gonna go back and get a gun and come back down here and go ahead and take care of this problem, because that was a bunch of them. So when I got down there, I got back to the camp. I was like, man, I can't do it. You know, I just ain't got the heart to do this. Just go out there and head shoot, 8 or 10 pups.
You should go to bird shot.
So I called somebody.
Man, I got a story about that. It wasn't a coyote pup. It was a daggum bobcat kitten.
Oh,
I was I was at my dad's place with Michael. Michael might have been 5 or 6 years old. It was back when he'd want to go sit in the stand with me, but so we just had a little hole cut in the barn where I'd go out there and let him hunt, Sure enough, man, I saw.
You play this out like it's Michael's hunting spot every time.
I had my rifle. I had my rifle with me, and he had his little 243, and them cats come out. Well, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of hard to judge the size of them at a distance, Well, 2 of them came out. I said, man, Michael, you think you can shoot them? And he was, he was young. He was trying to get on them with his gun. He said, I can't see them, Dad. I can't see them. So I said, I got them jokers. And I waited till one of them come out, just an easy shot, hit him with that 300 and just boom, I was like, oh, that thing was smaller than I thought. Well, he goes down there with me, man, and it's a kitten. I mean, it's that thing. Yeah, the whole, there wasn't but a half of it. Like the other side was gone. And so I had to pick this cat up with him. He's traumatized. He killed a kitty cat and all that. I was like, I thought it was a mama, because we'd seen a big one on camera, and I just, it happened. It happens a lot faster than you think. Like, we watched them a long time. They ain't sticking around. You got to make a split decision.
You're trying to get rid of a varmint.
Yeah, and I felt bad because it was, it's a kitten. Ain't no lie, it was a kitten. But I took it through the ditch. I mean, what are you going to do?
I mean, really, that's all you can do.
They're saving your target. I mean, they're predators, man. These are predators.
I mean, I'm glad Mikey kind of didn't, so now I got an excuse when mine and your calling sucks next to your turkey season. We didn't kill the turkeys. Mikey didn't kill them coyotes.
That's right.
I got 2 boys that come down here and take care of them.
Yeah.
3, actually.
So, speaking of varmints, did you see the new 350 Legend bullets they got out for varmint hunting?
No, I have not.
120 grain or 118 grain, solid copper hollow point. That is wicked.
Have you ordered some of them?
I'm going to.
Yeah.
When they post them on the website, they going, because I got to order some more deer bullets anyway. And they developed these for, I guess, varmint hunting. But on paper, they got I think they're 3,000 feet a second at the barrel. And then more energy than the ones I'm shooting at whitetail. And I'm like,
that's interesting right there. Yeah. I'd like to see how they perform.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're going to be pretty wicked, though. What else?
Oh, we did some trapping. Mikey did. We had a daggum coon problem.
Yeah, I mean,
the hatch of coons this year was pretty strong.
Yeah, we had our deer cameras out, and we're picking up a lot of coon traffic, and
a lot.
I don't know, man. It exploded. I mean, they were mama coons showing up with, a litter, and it was just a mass of them on the cameras, and so. Anyways, just us being turkey hunters, got to take care of those, as much as you can. So me and Will come down here we come down here it was about 4 days of trapping, because we would set them, and then we set them on one day and then come back like a day or 2 later and check them. And we caught, I think, 27 coons and 1 freaking possum.
So last year, what was the numbers last year, Mark?
We caught probably 30 something coons, and the rest were possum. It was 47 total varmints.
So do you think taking that off, I mean, are they just going to come right back? It's a never ending battle.
It's a never ending cycle.
I think you'd have to trap 365
to do it
if you wanted to do anything with them.
But a biologist that I talked to him about it, about trapping and stuff like that. And this is what he said. I mean, there's a theory to it. I guess everybody's got one, but his theory, and it kind of proved, his was somewhat proven, but he said if you was just to annihilate every varmint on your property, you don't have a large enough piece of property
footprint,
to keep varmints from coming back in. So it's a constant fight. You're never going to stop doing it. You can go out there and wipe them all out, and the next year you'll put cameras out again, and he said you're going to see them again. He said they'll just, once that territory is open, other ones will move in.
So are you better just to let it be a balance?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much what he was saying. I mean, you do what you can do. I mean, you try to get as many as you can, but you're never going to get rid of them.
Same with coyotes.
Yeah. You're never going to get rid of them.
If you think about it, if 100 acres will hold 10 families of coons. 10 families coons are going to live there regardless. If you catch those 10, guess what? 10 more is moving in. But does it get to a point to where it's so populated that no more is going to move in and it just stops? Like, that's your balance? Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, I think that's what you were saying was, can you find a balance where it'll hold?
You can only put so many there regardless.
And you can maintain those without being overrun with them. I mean, if you're overrun, you do need to do some heavy. I mean, we were.
Yeah. I probably still are.
Yeah.
Probably still are. I mean, it's common. It's too much food for them, too easy.
But it does help, it does help. Every little bit you do with that trapping and, controlling your varmints, it does help in some form or fashion.
It's better than doing nothing, right?
Better than doing nothing.
One thing we were worried about is we weren't seeing, we left our cameras running to kind of get an idea of how many poults we had hatch. And it wasn't looking real good at first.
Yeah.
We had so much rain during, it was in May,
it was
right in there
May,
while we were trying to plant. The whole
here.
month of June it rained. It's like record rainfall. It was like, man, that's the time all these little turkeys are hatching. Water being wet hurts them worse than any predator probably does.
Yeah.
And so we were real concerned, and that's kind of what got you started. We need to trap some of these coons and kill some of these animals, because if you don't, we're not going to have any turkeys. Well, after we got to seeing things, we've seen. I'm not saying we've seen a lot, but we have seen some poults.
We have seen some poults. We do,
I'm still concerned. I don't know if it's
I don't know what kind of hatch we had this year, just because you don't see them that often. That's the problem, is you don't see turkeys with poults all the time. We don't. You catch them every now and then here and there. And is it the same hen you seen a month ago, or is that a different hen? It's hard to kind of track that. For us, it is. And, like you said, one of the worst things that can happen is you get a really, really wet, early summer when they start hatching out and stuff like that. Cause a baby turkey can't regulate its body temperature. So that's why it stays under its mama. It's got to stay dry. If it gets wet and it gets chilled or something like that, it'll die. It's going to die.
Everything's going against it to kill it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing they make it to a goblin stage where we can kill them.
So what's our burn looking like now?
That's a good question, because we had our consultant Rob. He came back out. He called me, and he
wants to do a summer burn, don't he?
Well, that's what he wanted to see. So he told us back when we burned, if y'all remember, that he wanted to come and look at it after the grow period, like the summer, and evaluate how that burn did. And so I guess, Mike, did you meet him here and talk about it?
Yeah, I met Rob here.
What tell everybody what he told you.
So Rob, I mean, we looked at it, and with the with the actual, the tornado that came through back in February, whenever it was, with it coming in and all that daylight hitting where we burned at, us just getting that fuel off the ground, open that ground up, and those trees coming down in February right after we burned on this property behind the house. There is so much. It is thick. I mean, and there are places in there you can't even walk in the woods where you used to. It was wide open hardwoods. It is so cotton picking thick, and it's got briars, poke salad, a lot of other stuff. And he still was, wanting to see if we would burn, in the summer, try to do a summer burn in some areas that didn't do well, just see the effects of it, and it will help. It's a slow, gradual burn, and it will, blister some of the trees that it didn't blister that were dormant during the, when we burned February.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
February. It was definitely a dormant burn.
Yeah. It was, it was a dormant burn. So some of that stuff, it wasn't green, and, it didn't kill all of it, especially some of the little smaller trees. It did get some of them, but some of them it didn't. So he was interested in coming back and doing that, just trying it and see the effects. But he did like what he seen. He kind of evaluated the woods over here and in the pine stand over on the other property over on,
Yeah.
I was fixing to give away the road. But anyways, over on the pine stand over there, we went in there and we looked at it, and it did really good, but we still need to do a thinning in those pines. There's still not enough light. But it was kind of the same effect over there from just getting the fuel off the ground, the leaves and the litter that was on the ground, and getting a good hot burn through both the properties like we did.
Well, Jamie, you've been working on some of the fire lanes, had you? Over here?
Yeah, we got a lot of that mulched up.
And y'all have
opened up.
and they've kind of y'all got that other property to where we can burn north now, right?
Over here behind us.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we got one little leg that's probably about 100, 150 yards long. We got to finish up, and we'll be able to set that one on fire.
Well, that was part of like that tornado damage and twisted up so much stuff. That's kind of what
It's hard to
time.
Yeah, some of it's hard to even get through where we're used to, or where we planned on getting through, just because of trees on the ground. We still got a lot of trees on the ground.
Yeah. So what did Rob say about that?
The trees on the ground?
Yeah, the tornado damage, and what should the property do? He said just leave it.
Don't mess with them, leave them. Yep. Because he said that, you know, that harvest is turkey brooding areas. When you leave those limbs, that dead trees on the ground, there's stuff that they can get in, and stuff, you know, stalky stuff starts coming up in there, you know, honeysuckle or something like that. It'll start growing up on the trees, you know. But he said, yes, just if you wanted to clean it up, make it pretty, which is probably the wrong thing to do. You can do that if you want to. It's y'all's property, but yeah, I'd probably leave them. He said after a couple burnings, those will kind of dissipate and be gone anyways, you know, because they'll get burned this year. And
they later they're going to rot or burn up.
Yeah, they'll eventually rot, you know, but, you know, when you set them on fire, there'll be a lot of trees on the ground. It's going to burn, you know, overnight after you leave, after all the grass is there. So it's going to burn a good bit of it up. And after a couple of years, you know, you probably have some of the bigger trees that got the bigger trunks on them probably will still be there. But, you know, it's still, you know, he said, leave everything down. Don't mess with it. And
he did get us in touch with a logging guy.
Yes.
Come out and cut the pine and trim the pines. So what you were talking to him about that?
Yeah. So Rob and Keith, his name's Keith Vansel. Don't know the name of his company. So yeah, we had Rob and Keith came out, and we walked through, or rode through and walked through the property where the pines are to do the thinning. So he's going to do, I think, a third row thinning, so every third row will be taken out. And they'll take a row, and I asked him to kind of ring our property. And that's one thing about, if you find somebody that, like Keith, that comes to the property, it's not just he does own a timber company where they harvest timber, but Keith was more interested in what I wanted to do than just getting the timber off and making money.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I told him, I said, well, I really would like to open up my roads some, where I've got more sunlight coming to my roads, where I can put, you know, some kind of food on these roads and stuff like that, and keep it all year. Cause we do run into shade problems, especially over there with the pine trees. So what he's going to do is he was going to ring the roads. So he's going to take the first row of trees off the edge of the road all the way around the property, and then come in and start a third row strip down, you know, through the middle of the property.
Every third row will be gone.
Every third row will be gone.
Which will let more sunlight down. It'll let those trees that are there won't compete as much.
Mm-hmm.
You make a little bit off that thinning. You still got some money sitting there growing. I mean, the problem is pine ain't worth nothing now.
Yeah, that's right. You know, like we run into the issue this past week, you know, it gets dry like this. Every timber company in the world is harvesting timber because there's no, you know, it's not muddy, and they can get equipment in and stuff like that. So then you're, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I
was just I didn't see it.
So the problem you run into is your meals shut down because they get overloaded this time of year. So now it's a waiting game. Once the meals open back up, they'll come back out and start.
Well, the biggest thing we did is, like, it's not a big plantation of pines.
No.
It's not like it's
hard to get somebody to come leave and look at it.
Yeah. When you got a small amount, but what we found was, hey, they're going to be in the area, getting your neighbors. You know, we're going to be over here. Well, we got our equipment there. If you got some pine, they'll come look at it then.
Yeah.
If they're going to be there, because, you know, they're already there. Everything's there. All they got to do is cut and get out. So.
Yeah. That's why it's good to be in good standings with your neighbors and stuff like that, and try to, you know, have a relationship with them, because you never know when something like that, where you know, they don't have enough and you don't have enough, but both of you together got enough to, you know, get the attention of a timber company to come in and bring their equipment.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. You know, through word of mouth, we found out that, you know, our neighbors across the street, we're going to have him come in and do some stuff for them. And we kind of got on the bandwagon, and
all of a sudden it looks like it's worth it.
Yeah. It looks like it's worth it. The bad thing is they're going to do it. We don't know when they're going to do it. So it may be dead in the middle of deer season.
Yeah.
When they're cutting our.
Well, that's one thing that I don't want, because we're not doing it for the profit.
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to make something off of it, but we'll put that money back in improvement on it, fixing ditches and stuff like that.
So we need to get Daniel on here. Daniel, he's who me and Jamie's met through cooking. They have pines that they've had. They're all the way to their last cut. I think they have one more cut
left on their property.
I talked to him on the way down here, and he was bush hogging this weekend and spraying and getting stuff ready. And he had an 8-foot bush hog. No, maybe it was. Anyways, he was cutting one of the ridge roads, and it's got a row of pines on both sides that's apparently 8 foot wide. He got the bush hog stuck between two pines. Can't get it out still. The tractor is still sitting there. So there's like, we got to go down tonight with a chainsaw.
Cut those trees.
Cut the trees down to get the tractor out. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, Mikey's telling me, all right, we got every other row. I said, we might end up doing that too. But saying that, their property was so neat to see the difference in how yours is with no cut versus where they're at now. And it looks like a completely different world. And the land layout's so much different. And that would be, if you do know somebody, if you have pines and you do know somebody that does, that has, they're ahead of you, definitely go look, because it's game changer. It's huge, the amount of difference it makes thinning them.
Did y'all hunt their place last year?
Yeah. It's beautiful. And the cover, like you say, like all the ground cover we're wanting in there, all that grass and everything coming up in briars, it's full of it.
So it's full of rabbits, it's full of turkey, it's full of deer.
And I know, I did notice that, like, this place has been cut down here on County Line Road, like Mark was saying. Like some properties, it will depend on which direction your trees are rowed, as how much sunlight you're going to get on that, on that thinning.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because there's one that's down here that, you can see for 200 yards through the woods. It still ain't grown. It's been cut for 2 years.
It's north and south, and it ain't no.
I don't think it's getting enough. Yeah, I don't think it's getting enough sunlight to the ground to really, promote that growth in there that you want.
See, Daniel and them's, I guess, because it's been cut so much, it don't even look like it's still in rows anymore. Some of the thicker stuff did, but the stuff that's ready for the last clear cut, it's so open you couldn't tell. It just looks like natural vegetation, natural woods at that point.
Do they put theirs right back in pine when they cut it, or do they go to harvest?
Some of it is.
That's what me and Mark knows to Virginia. If every timber company did what that guy in Virginia does, it's unreal.
Oh, that's unreal.
So they come back, it's 100% clear cut, and it looks like they tilled up the whole property. I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of acres. And then come back and it's perfect rows. And it's what they say, hemlock trees?
Hemlock trees.
Because we could smell it.
This is one of the sweetest smelling trees I've ever smelled.
I knew they wasn't pine trees, but that's what it was, hemlocks. And it was hundreds and hundreds of acres of just perfectly lined rows, all knee-high replant.
We drove probably 45 minutes or an hour in the truck and never got out of cut trees. Like, it was just nonstop. I've never seen that many, like, timber company working trees like that.
Everything was every square inch that property, acreage-wise, was replanted after they cut it.
I wonder if most people do that.
I don't know.
Years ago when we hunted Water Valley, all them timber companies did, because I can remember, first time I seen it was some Hispanics on the back of a piece of equipment. And they were just, dropping trees, as a skidder pretty much with a planter on the back.
We went to Alabama last year. There was a crew out there doing this with their
most people.
Was telling us about. It was like,
I think most people most landowners after the paycheck and not put nothing back in like we're talking about doing.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and you see them doing that. Like when we went to Philadelphia rabbit hunting, that's what they had, was all timberland, and some of it would be just bare ground, just stumps out there they just cut that year, and a little bit of weed out there, but not much, and then you go in one, and it was, it looked like Mark said, it didn't even look like it was planted in pines anymore. They were not in, it almost wasn't in rows.
It was just random.
But it was head high thickets that you couldn't even, man, it was hard to navigate. Deer and the rabbits loved it.
Oh, that's like, so we hunted there last year, and I hunted with Daniel on a food plot. It's, again, surrounded in pines. And, we always, like the big fields, we got the eco edge, and we always, there's not that. Like, that pine thicket's so thick, they just show up in the field. Like, you have no warning. When they come out of the thicket, they in the field.
They're moving through it like it's nothing.
Yeah. Like, the whole place is like that.
You better knock it down in the field.
Quick.
Well, I'm hoping that mill opens back up and he gets to cut ours before deer season.
We hope so.
Definitely. I mean, I definitely don't want to cut while we're out there trying to hunt.
I know, but if not, though, the bad thing is if
Who knows
we ever
when?
get him back.
Yeah, that's true.
Because now our neighbors got theirs cut, and we
15
ain't got
years.
nobody to jump in with. So now you're kind of stuck. Whatever.
Well, so what happens if you don't thin them? Are you just stunted? You stunted your stand?
If you don't cut them,
Yeah.
I mean, they're just going to continue to grow and get so thick they're just going to burn and ain't going to help.
Yeah.
I wonder, I mean, will it get to a point to where
I didn't know
it's
they
so
would,
thick
they would
the
slow
timber
down.
company?
Yeah, or they don't want the, it ain't
Yeah.
worth the
Yeah.
value.
I mean, I would think
Also,
so.
that the trees, like if they're so tight, are they going to continue to grow to maturity, or are they just going to stay stunted?
I think disease will take over.
Yeah.
I think you'll get a lot. They'll start dying off because they're not getting enough air, oxygen, and
Nutrients.
sunlight, nutrients.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if, I know in some areas pine trees are probably really good to plant if you're close to mills and, things like that. Right here, I don't know where the nearest mill is. Grenada,
I guess.
probably.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Well,
Um,
we're
I think it is Grenada.
So, I mean, it's a lot of diesel fuel and travel involved in getting something to the mill down there. Around here, I don't know because even if you planted pines and they do harvest them, I mean, how much money are you really making off of it?
Well, I know, we talked to a farmer buddy down there. He said it was.
It cost him.
Yeah, it cost him.
Yeah.
He paid them.
He's turning his back to ag fields.
Mhm.
That's what he's reclaiming them. And,
Yeah.
going to plant them.
That's
Just
amazing.
can't make any
too.
money on it.
How many you go down there, down 55, right there before you get to Como, that farmer there cleaned off all those pines for an ag
Yeah.
field. And that was 75, 80 acres right there.
Right on the side of the
Yeah,
interstate.
that was a lot.
Mhm.
I don't even, it was just
It was young pines
Trackco and burn piles. It was not no timber
and
cut
done
for
it quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gamble when you do pine trees, planting them back up in our area.
Yeah.
Maybe in some other areas they are. That's a good way to make you some money. But I know right here where we're sitting at, not so much.
Well, we went to the DUX event. That was a blast.
It looked like a good
y'all were.
time.
That's when y'all were up in Virginia, I think,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Nah,
I think so.
no, we
Y'all
had a
around?
rib class.
Yeah,
We
Oh,
had
yeah,
just got
class.
back.
last week.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Me and Mikey rode up there and hung out for a day. Saw all the new stuff.
Man, there was some neat stuff up there. It was
Man, I wish I could remember the name of that minivan I found. They had the baddest little. It was like So you remember the little Japanese trucks that they'd have in warehouses and stuff? They got a van like that, 4-wheel drive,
Mud tires.
mud tires. Oh, it's bad to the bone. It wasn't. I don't know. It was what, 30.
I think it was 30 grand.
30 grand. It wasn't
Cheaper
crazy.
than a Ranger?
Yeah, it's cheaper than a Ranger. I was like, man, we might need one of these. I thought it was pretty cool. One of the coolest things I saw was suppressed shotguns. Beretta had their suppressed shotguns
Yeah.
there. I was like, man, that's like,
I swear I've been looking at suppressors
I had
at
never shot
350.
one. Have you shot one on a shotgun yet?
Mm-mm.
I'd never seen or even heard of a suppressed shotgun. And then, like I told you, I was like, I've seen a movie one time, a guy had one, and I don't know if it really sounds like that, but on the movie, his sounded pretty cool, but
Yeah.
it wasn't very loud at all. But, yeah, that was pretty neat. I would like to fire one of those or see, what kind of decimals that thing has.
Well, they were using them. The guy I talked to about it, he was like, really, folks are using them for turkey hunting,
Yeah.
not so much bird hunting. I mean, I guess you,
Won't hold up to the
yeah, I don't know if
I was
it's
wondering if
fire,
it,
I guess.
yeah.
yeah.
If it can get hot, I
But
guarantee
for
it.
turkey hunting, I mean, you think about it, you're taking it down, saving your ears.
Recoil's gone.
He said it takes a ton of with the kickoff system on those Berettas and that. I was like, man, we might have to get one of them and test it. See how that goes. He wasn't coming off one.
He knew what he had.
Yeah, he knew what he had. But I saw the new Christiansons.
They're
Dude,
like,
I got Mikey to pick up one. I was like, all right, this is the one I got, and I pick up this one. Dude,
yours is light.
yeah, but
it ain't nothing
it ain't
compared to
nothing
the
like
other
the
one.
straight carbon fiber one. I mean, this one's, I don't know what the stock's made out of.
I think it's 4.7 pounds is
It
what
was-
that rifle weighs with no scope.
It would have thumped. It would have thumped you. I guarantee it. It was what's the
PRC?
PRC 6.5 PRC, which is pretty substantial bullet. But I don't know what the 300 or the like yours would do in it.
I wouldn't shoot it. That's what I told.
Not without suppressor.
I told Miles this morning. I said I probably will only get the 350 Legend out of the cabinet this year.
Really?
Like, I mean,
You ain't shooting your big gun?
I probably won't get it out unless I go somewhere where I need it.
You might need it over on the elk place.
Well, I mean, if we go somewhere like that, then yes.
Yeah.
But around here with our 111-pound does, heck no, that 350 Legend finna put smack down.
What'd you think about the triple barrel over and under?
Oh, yeah. Was that a TriStar?
I think
Was it
Charles Daly.
Was it Charles Daly? Yeah. Have y'all seen those?
No.
Dude, that's a weird looking gun.
Are they all in line?
No,
No,
it's like a
there's
pyramid. It's
triangles.
like stacked.
I've seen one on magazine. I never looked at one in person.
That thing was so heavy.
It's so freaking heavy.
God, it felt like it weighed 30 pounds. When you're putting it up, it's like, oh, I picked up OWW too. It was about the same weight.
I need to send the picture so we can make that post.
Yeah.
I forgot to send that to you. Yeah.
They had we hung out at the Mossy Oak booth, and they had TK and Mike set up on like a, one of the
Cutout.
stand up
Those
cutouts.
boards,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then they had the old WW propped up beside it, so you could pick it up. It wasn't nothing but like some steel pipe painted black with the old wood stock up.
You wouldn't pull the trigger on it?
Heck no. There ain't no way.
Uh-uh.
That thing would set you down. It would set you down. But we saw some cool stuff. Oh, Mikey got a new frying pan. That
Yeah.
you remember the name of that company?
You better not have got my old Dutch oven frying pan like I've been looking for.
No, it didn't have a lid. It's just a cold steel.
Yeah, it was a carbon steel pan.
Carbon
I think I forget the name of the company that I should have wrote it down.
We're gonna fry some stuff in it.
Yeah.
Some videos.
Yeah, that guy, it was pretty neat.
Yeah,
Have you cooked with it yet?
No, I just got it seasoned. I hadn't cooked with it. I left it in the oven, so.
They say that carbon steel gets so much hotter than cast iron.
See, I got one. Mine's not like a $60 or $80 pot. It's not nothing that's like stupid expensive. And
You don't like it?
I did. And either my daughter or my wife, I don't know if I put it in the dishwasher or washed it with something. It's got a spot on it. I'm going to have to cut it back down and re-season it.
Yeah.
So
they try to
It
rust.
sticks right there at one spot.
like I have one of those cheap like carbon steel woks, and if you can't I got a KitchenAid gas cooktop, and it will not get hot enough for that to cook the way it's supposed to. So like I went outside and put it on my Weber kettle and got it over charcoal and got it screaming hot. It's the best non-stick pan you'll ever cook in. Won't nothing stick
That's
to
kind
it.
of what that guy was saying about how.
Yeah.
But you got to get it hot. You get it way hotter than you think you should,
Yeah.
and it'll flat cook.
Yeah, it was pretty good stuff. I think it's made more for like camp cooking, like open fire,
Yeah.
outside, because the handles are a little long on them. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that, but they are a little long. They're not as heavy as cast iron. Yeah.
Mikey will get the music going. Flick it a wrist. He gonna be out there cooking with the pot.
You're gonna burn yourself on it.
Yeah.
It's all like the whole handle and everything is just steel.
So
Yeah.
mine it's got if you can use it in the oven if you want to, but
That's what this is.
it's got a insulated sleeve that goes up the handle.
I told Mikey, I guarantee you they sell them. You
Oh,
probably go on that
mine
website and get that. They probably got the handles for them.
I didn't know that's what those things are for. I thought those were for deer hunting. Those little muff things.
Yeah. I picked up a Montana knife. They were there.
Uh,
And I've been wanting to get one ever since Jody y'all went up to the NWTF.
you can get them at the shows. You're just not gonna
You
get.
can't get them on website
Mm.
or drops.
You ain't gonna get the drops of the show. You're just gonna get. Well, I guess their inventory or whatever.
But they had all of them.
See, I want the chef knife.
Yeah, they had them. They
I
had
want the
'em.
chef knife,
Yeah.
and I want.
I've got a cleaver and I've got this one. It's going to be man. It's so light. It's razor sharp.
See that because they're titanium, ain't they?
Yeah.
See, I didn't realize
It's got yeah.
last night I was sharpening my knives and stuff, and I reached in there. I had that Bubba fillet knife,
Yeah.
the regular one. It's a titanium blade, dude. It'll hurt you how sharp you can get it. Like I had no idea.
Would you sharpen just on sticks or?
Yeah, no, just on the little hone that come with the kit. Like I've been trying to learn how to do that because I want to learn how to do that. I'm getting better, but I still ain't as good as I am with crock sticks.
I hate sharpening knives. I hate it with a passion.
Me too.
But man, you can't beat.
Oh, I
Good
love
sharp
a sharp
knife.
knife. Oh yeah.
The other day when we was cooking or cutting them sausages up, I knew that was a brand new how to barbecue right knife because it was just,
Yeah, it went right through.
man, it was sharp.
Shoot, that one Malcolm ball, you drop it, you better not reach to grab it.
Heck no, that'll hurt you.
It'll hurt
You're
you.
going to come
Shave
back
with
with missing something.
Yeah.
What's the one I got from Shields?
Oh, that they gave y'all?
Yeah, that was
a bad knife. Yeah.
It's not Montana,
It's
but
not Montana, but it's similar.
I don't even want to use it. I don't want to get it dull. I still got it in
That's the way
box.
this one is. It's
I
like,
messed.
it's so
See, I
sharp.
got
don't
screwed.
know.
I figured it was some kind of. They called all the teams to come to a meeting.
Mark thought it was like a gimmick.
Yeah, I was like, "You just going over there, Jamie? I'm gonna stay over here." Man, he come back there and $400 knife.
So they gave y'all those?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Dang. They're proud of the Montana knives too.
Mhm.
They ain't cheap. That's a lifetime knife though.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to cool off, though.
Oh, yeah. It ain't going to till dove season.
I'm ready.
It's going to be a cold front, a hurricane, and everybody around you going to cut corn.
Oh, Miles, I talked to Miles this morning. They ready?
Yeah.
Oh, all that corn out here on the highway's ready to cut. They'll have that.
They cut half of it.
Yeah.
It needs to be gone. They need to get it up.
They will.
That draws the birds to the fields once they cut it. But
They will. They'll cut it like the Thursday or Friday before opening day.
watch, all them geese will be over there on that too.
Yeah. Clean our fields and go over there.
But that's what we got going on. Anything else in the news y'all want to talk about?
We ain't got anything coming up. We done that little rib cook last week and had Opie from Hope Outdoor speak and fired up about getting some stuff rolling with them.
They got a new chapter opening up, and Tupelo, it'll be ready to go this deer season.
We did talk to Hope Outdoors at the DUX. It was the West Tennessee chapter.
Yeah.
They asked me which one that we worked with, and I just knew it was Scooter's chapter. And they said, "Oh yeah, we know Scooter." And then they had a video going. He said, "There he is, right there on the video." So it's pretty cool. But they were there promoting, everything. That's good.
Me and Jamie's got a pretty busy fall with cooking, but I'm ready for it to cool off. And I ain't lying, I'm ready just to be at deer camp, not worry about a thing.
Yeah. So we'll be here before we know it. But we got some more guests coming.
Yep.
We're gonna so y'all be looking for those. But it's officially hunting season now, or not officially, but for us, we're back.
The pregame.
Yeah, it's pregame time. We looking forward to dove season. I'm sure we're going to talk about some gear and stuff like that next week.
Yeah.
Whenever the next one, we'll talk about guns, we'll be shooting, all that good stuff, loads. So if y'all got anything, guys, y'all start thinking about that.
I got to get back in hunting mode.
There you go. But we appreciate y'all tuning in this week. Take us on out of here.
Man, I got to figure out how to do this. It's been a minute. Man, we appreciate y'all listening. Y'all check us out on all the platforms. If y'all got any questions, you let us know. And y'all make sure to check out the community on Facebook. It is How to Barbecue, right? It ain't How to Barbecue.
No,
Buck Junkies Outdoor Hunting Club, right?
that's it.
And y'all let us know, man. We appreciate it. And good luck this dove season. We'll see y'all next time.
We gone.